After he wakes up and he arrives at Tau Ceti, he encounters an object that's not man-made and it's not natural. And what he realizes is it's a spaceship from another species who's there for exactly the same reason. And that's where he meets Rocky. Ryland Grace is everybody's favorite seventh grade science teacher who had a whole career in academia only to run afoul of people who didn't really believe in his unconventional thinking. Now, years later, he doesn't remember who he is, but his memory of science and his astronaut training start to come into play as he's on this mission. He's a guy who just faces the world with a can-do spirit, optimism, humor, brilliance, and ultimately has to make a friend with this alien Rocky in order to save both of their species. Rocky is our other part of this buddy movie, and he is an Iridian. He has 5 legs. He's made of rock, and he has no face. He can't see, but they've developed other skills and other abilities. They've evolved very differently from humans. So, he's incredibly strong. He's able to engineer the most amazing devices and his ship, and his brain is different than ours. What Rocky really is the ultimate engineer. When Rocky and Grace are able to work together, they are sort of two sides of the equation that enable them to solve this problem. At the core of this movie is really a relationship between Grace and Rocky. So when we meet Grace, we see he's a person who doesn't have a lot of relationships and friendships necessarily in his life. So in some ways, he's got the greatest obstacle to overcome. He has to make a friend in order to save the universe. Rocky, on the other hand, is a really social creature. His species, are very collaborative and cooperative, and he and Grace have to kind of overcome their own individual differences in order to really become a great partnership. James Ortiz, who's our lead puppeteer for Rocky, has been an absolute joy to work with. From the first time we met him in his audition with Ryan, we saw that he was an artist and a brilliant actor and someone who just thought very soulfully about who this 5-legged creature with no face could really be. Even in his audition, we just saw this amazing emotion that he was able to just create with his physicality. And as a result, we have so many unexpected moments of comedy and emotion, and it's really wonderful just watching the two of them perform together. James's improvisational skills are an incredible benefit to both Phil and Chris as they're directing the movie, but also for Ryan in having a scene partner that he can really play with. Otherwise, poor Ryan would be here by himself staring at a tennis ball if we didn't have someone as talented as James playing opposite him.